Hey there everyone, Andy Cassidy, and I'm excited to share with you today how you could buy a house in your 20s. As a fellow member in my 20s, as a homeowner, and someone that does real estate sales, helping other people buy their properties, I am more than qualified and more than excited to help you throughout your process and help you successfully buy a place in your 20s. And remember, stay tuned to the end of this video because throughout the video there's actions, steps, recommendations, tips to help you buy your first place, which will likely be the biggest financial investment in your lifetime so far. So make sure to stay to the end of the video. Now remember, you're in your 20s, you have a long life ahead of you, so this likely isn't going to be your dream home, which is more than fine. I'll talk about how to move up to your dream home. But for now, let's buy a place that suits your needs. So what we're going to look for is perhaps a condo or a single family house for you. And understand what you want. So it's things like location. If you're in your early 20s, you may not have to worry about this, but this is school districts for potential kids. Or if you're in your late 20s, maybe 28, 29, this may be something you want to consider. So it's dependent on you. How many bedrooms are you going to need? Is it just you living there? Your spouse, your girlfriend, future kids, parents, how many bathrooms? All this kind of goes into the equation at first for your first place. So take a moment, consider what you want, and this will help you decide what you're gonna buy. Once you know what you want and what will suit your needs, contact a real estate agent. If you're in the San Diego area, contact Andy Cassidy with Cassidy & Associates Real Estate, and I'll be more than happy to help you locate, find, and successfully buy your first place in your 20s. If not, if you're somewhere else, find another real estate agent. And make sure your real estate agent is someone who has experience, success, and knowledge. Ask them, how many places have they closed in the last year? How successful have they been at closing? How successful have they been at getting their offers accepted? That's an important question right there. It's been a hot market and you want an agent who will fight and get your offer accepted. So those are a few things to consider when going for an agent. Once you have selected and found your real estate agent, work with them on finding the place that you want. Some free sources that you can use to help you in your search are Zillow and Redfin and some other ones. Your real estate agent will have exclusive tools available to them to help in the searching process. Their tools are designed to make it smooth, make it fast, and get you what you want. So work with that real estate agent and it will help you greatly throughout the process. As you're working with your real estate agent, also be talking to a lender and be getting pre-approved. If you don't know a lender, talk with your real estate agent, they'll likely refer you to a lender. When you're speaking with the lender, ask about different loan options that are available for you. A few examples are a conventional loan. This is likely going to be 20% down. There's FHA loans, which is only 3.5% down. And this in a lot of cases is nice for first-time home buyers as they don't have to save as much money for the down payment as it's usually going to be 3.5%. And there's also VA loans, which in a lot of cases you can put 0% down. So speak with your lender, see what options are available, and see what works for you. Your lender is also going to ask about different items such as tax returns, pay stubs, verification of employment, verified and seasoned funds, and a lot of other items. Provide your lender with these quickly as it helps get your loan to underwriting and it gets reviewed, and it helps get your loan accepted quicker because there's nothing worse than being expected to close escrow and your loan is still floating, you're not sure, your loan contingency is coming up to be done with the RPA and such. So get everything to the lender as soon as you can, and this will help you with the loan. Also, in the beginning, you're gonna wanna get a pre-approval letter from the lender. A lot of lenders provide these very easily. You just tell them what your financial situations are, and they'll get you what's called a pre-approval letter. This, what you'll do with it, is when you submit an offer on the place you'll want, you'll submit this pre-approval letter. And it shows the seller that you're a serious buyer, that you already have a lender that you're starting to work with, and it provides the seller with some more confidence about your offer. And also, when you submit an offer, supply your proof of funds. Proof of funds is what you're going to be using for your down payment, and this can be as simple as a screenshot of your stock account, your bank account, your crypto account, whatever account your money's in. You can just send a screenshot of this, and it gives the seller a little more confidence in your offer. As you find the place you want, you're going to put the offer in. Your real estate agent is going to be the one helping you negotiate to get a better purchase price, to get your offer accepted, and so much more throughout the transaction. That real estate agent is really going to help you throughout this transaction, so make sure you get one with knowledge, experience, and success. And with the agent, there's a few tips that are going to help you throughout your offer. One really common one right now is removing contingencies with your offer. What contingencies are is you can get out of the offer through a contingency and you won't lose any of your earnest money deposit. Earnest money deposit is an initial smaller deposit you put down on the place. With these contingencies, if you remove them, such as a loan contingency for example, that means you cannot get out of the deal for the purpose of not qualifying for the loan. So if you don't qualify, you can't get out of the deal without losing your earnest money deposit. Now this may sound severe, but if you're already with a lender that works for you and they've somewhat given you a green light, this may be something to consider. It will make the seller more attractive to your offer because they feel there is less of an incentive for you to pull out of the deal. Another contingency that a lot of people are removing is a physical inspection contingency. So what this is, when you're doing your due diligence for the property, you'll have a physical inspector come out and they'll tell you everything that's wrong with the property, every little detail. And a lot of times people who are buyers will come back to the seller and ask for a request for repair or a credit. And what sellers want to see, and this makes your offer more attractive in a lot of cases, is removing that physical inspection contingency. Meaning, you cannot pull out of a deal despite what that physical inspection says. This may sound scary, but maybe you have your real estate agent or a contractor go into the house previously with you when you're first viewing it, and they can say, hey, I think this is good, there might be a few slight problems, but nothing too crazy. That might make you feel more comfortable removing your physical inspection contingency, and it will make the seller more attractive to your offer. Once again, consider all this, but ultimately do what's most comfortable for you. And it's your place, your experience, so do what works for you. Let's talk about escrow. Once your deal is accepted, you'll enter into escrow. A lot of people don't know what escrow is, so I'll explain it to you. Escrow is a neutral third-party company throughout the transaction that will hold all the funds and documents throughout the process. So a good example I tell my clients is when people go for car sales, sometimes it's like, here's the money, here's the pink slip, like which one we taking first. And for real estate, it's too much money to be doing that. So what you have is a neutral third party, escrow, and if we're relating this to the car example, escrow will take the pink slip and the cash, and once both parties agree, they'll distribute accordingly. So that's what escrow is. It's a neutral third party to help out throughout the transaction. The length of escrow will depend on what it says in your residential purchase agreement. It's common to see anywhere between 21 and 30 days of an escrow period, but I've closed things much quicker. I've closed in 10 days. And sometimes the seller might want a shorter escrow period because once the escrow closes, the funds go to the seller. So a seller may want a 15-day escrow and then get their funds, rather than a 60-day escrow period where it takes 2 months to get their money at the end, and we don't know what's going to happen in 2 months. There's a lot of variables that change in the market, and 2 months is a long time for that seller to lock up their property in an escrow and a purchase contract. So consider shortening your escrow period as it may be more inviting for the seller. Once you go throughout the escrow process and close escrow, the property is now yours. Congratulations to you. You'll be a homeowner in your 20s, which is amazing, exciting, and I'm proud of you for taking the initiative. If you have any specific questions or concerns or anything at all, comment them down below. I'll answer your questions. Check out the playlist we have here on the channel. They'll help you make wealth through real estate, understand what's going on in the real estate market, and so much more. And as always, thank you for watching the video. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.